Charlotte City Councilman John Lassiter is a veteran of the local political arena. He's in his third term on City Council. For Lassiter, being a public servant was a way of life introduced to him by his employer, an iconic figure in the Queen City.
When I came to Charlotte, I worked for John Belk, who was mayor of Charlotte for a long time, and he encouraged folks who worked with him to get involved in Charlotte.
And get involved he did. Lassiter served on numerous boards for years, then found a singular focus on the school board, where he served for 11 years before being elected as an at-large council member in 2003. John Lassiter is a trained attorney, schooled at Wake Forest, who now owns his own business. He juggles that with his family and public service. He and his wife of 25 years, Beverly, have 2 sons in college at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill.
I've tried to kind of keep the right balance of doing what needs to happen with my kids. I've coached them and helped them work through Boy Scouts all the way to Eagle Scout, and trying to kind of keep all the balls up in the air. It means for long days and long nights sometimes, but it's a pretty full, rewarding life.
Lassiter's style is understated yet passionate. He can be fearless in debates, yet keeps his cool demeanor. He is known for his preparation and ability to tackle details while keeping his focus on the big picture.
I'm not the smartest guy in the room all the time. I think I'm relatively bright. But I'm going to make sure I've done my work when I show up, so that when we're leafing through the book, I've read it, I've thought about it, I've maybe done a little follow-up on it, so that you can operate quicker.
His legal acumen combined with his business background have contributed to giving Lassiter a mainstay seat on City Council. Voters are comfortable with this fiscally conservative Republican, and when he's on the ballot, he's returned to his council seat on Election Day every time. Lassiter has also played critical roles in the tremendous growth of the city in recent years, including making the Lynx Blue Line light rail train a reality, supporting the expansions of the police department, and overseeing the phenomenal growth of Center City.
It's a very cosmopolitan community that has a little something for everybody, and the most amazing thing to me is the draw that it has for young people. My oldest son is finishing up college and coming back to work in Charlotte this summer, and like most of his friends, this is where they want to come, and not just to come to live in the suburbs like I do. They want to live downtown. They want to live where things are going on, and you look at what's being added in the next couple of years. We've got a baseball stadium underway. We've got a new park underway. We've got new arts facilities that will be combined with a dramatic new retail component, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's all sorts of things taking place, and that economic engine is so powerful that it's now feeding the entire region and arguably feeding the entire state.
Lassiter is the consummate student of government, how it works and how it does not throughout the country. When a city does something right, leaders like Lassiter take note. Listen to what they learned several years ago on a visit to Nashville, Tennessee.
Saw how they'd embraced country music, which they kind of turned their back on for a long time, recognized it was real business. They built the Country Music Hall of Fame. They had all sorts of activities centered around country music. We came back and said, look, NASCAR is here. It's a huge business. It translates effectively across the community. We then aggressively went to NASCAR, and now we're building the NASCAR Hall of Fame. We've integrated automotive racing, testing, research into the curriculums of our higher education institutions, a huge investment at UNC Charlotte along those lines, creating enormously powerful jobs and enhancing our ability to attract folks for tourism purposes to and from our community.
Lassiter believes that the awesome growth in Charlotte in recent years is the proverbial winning combination of luck, opportunity, and being prepared. While there is clearly focus on keeping up the momentum, Lassiter also says Charlotte must work on revitalizing commercial corridors that need help. The Eastland Mall and its surrounding area are key examples. These are the issues that Lassiter says he personally spends a lot of time looking for solutions.
How do you create the balance of the economic health? So I won't say it's easy, but it's much simpler to figure out how to do things in the center city or in places that already have some economic success. Success follows success, and so investment follows it. But how do you make that occur in parts of the community that maybe once were successful, or maybe never have been successful? And so we're in the middle of a process now to extend revitalization of business corridors, many of which were the primary ways to come in and out of Charlotte 15, 20, 30 years ago.
And the problems, as well as the solutions, will take time and effort, something John Lasseter says he will continue to give to his beloved city.